This is Sports Path, and it happens to be Valentine's week. So let's get it on. Welcome to Sports Path, Lovebirds. I'm Tim Peterson.
I'm Zach Halverson, and I know this much is true. We have a great show for you. We have a plethora of highlights and stories to get to, including some exciting news on this National Signing Day.
We start things off with some boys hockey. A couple of number one teams took the ice for the third time this season. Hill Murray hosted St. Thomas Academy back on January 24th, and the Cadets were looking for their second win of the season against the Pioneers.
But as it turned out, the Cadets had a shot through their heart, and the Pioneers were to blame. Now let's go to the highlights of this game.
To get things started, the puck is dropped, and we're underway in this classic suburban matchup. Willie Brown with it. He'll carry it in. 2-on-1 opportunity, looking to pass. No, he shoots. He goes top shelf and scores!
Wow, kind of rattled off of Zevnik and in. Good shot. And
Hill Murray leading 1-0 off of this play.
Willie Brown, 17 minutes in, 4:45 mark of the first, the only goal. Take a knee, Willie.
There he is, heading to the locker room after one period of play. The Hill Murray Pioneers lead 1-0 off the goal of Willie Brown.
Yeah, the one thing I like to see is Hill Murray every year finishes off the
Backhand shot and a goal!
Speaking of the eighth grader, there it is. He's got 2 points.
A beautiful pass and a beautiful goal as Joey Anderson lights the lamp, and the Pioneers lead 2-0.
Here's a nice pass. On this tape there, Waite and Anderson deposits it, and it's 2-0 Hill Murray going to the third period. What do you think?
Behind the net, controlling. French gives it off. Another pass, save, no, shot, goal! Bearing the biscuit this time, Ryan Black stepping up from the blue line.
And sometimes that misdirection and yeah, Zevnik's got to put that one in his glove.
Basically, it's like throwing a changeup. I don't think the Cadets are going to let up whatsoever as they drop a pass back from the slot, and a goal!
I'm Henry Hart. Yes, I scored. You know, probably a good learning curve there for St. Thomas Academy. That's the last time they're going to play Hill Murray this year. They get that late goal, so they didn't get shut out. Dugas had an unbelievable game. There's two really good hockey teams here, and I wouldn't be surprised if both these teams win their respective sections.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Here are the conference standings for you. Looking at that classic suburban, it is tight. Hill Murray and Tartan on top. They're 21-20. It's going to be interesting to see how they finish out.
St. Thomas Academy, where'd you go? They've fallen from greatness a little bit, but they've been beat up in 6, so they'll be right there. They're in Class A anyway, so they won't even have to face Hill Murray or Tartan again, or Matamidi for that matter. They're having a good season just as well, 13-8 overall, so doing well. North St. Paul, I thought they'd be doing a little better this season, kind of in the middle of the pack there.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes, and it's going to be interesting. You know, everybody makes it in sections,
and you never know what'll happen there.
Exactly.
Suburban East.
Yeah, very tight race for the Suburban East Conference right now, and you see 24, 21, 21, 18. White Bear, Mounds View, Hastings, Cretin. It's anybody's conference at this point. White Bear, Cretin have a game coming up, I believe, tomorrow night. So that should be kind of a deciding factor. If the Bears can get by them, make that a much closer race. Could be anybody. And, you know, it should be an interesting finish.
Where did White Bear come from? They've been hot, huh?
They started out very, very slow, but, you know, it was kind of expected. You got a lot of these sophomore, younger guys that, you know, sophomores and juniors who both kind of just weren't ready for varsity hockey yet. And now as every game kind of they play, they learn more and more on how to play varsity hockey. They're developing very, very well, Tim, and it's going to be exciting to see where this team goes because they are certainly on a hot streak.
And anything can happen in sections.
Right.
Well, everyone knows that love is a battlefield. The Hill Murray Pioneers' battlefield was Wakota Arena back on January 29th to take on the South St. Paul Packers.
Got ourselves a very, very good classic suburban conference matchup tonight between the South St. Paul Packers and Hill Murray. These two teams actually met less than a month ago. Pretty closely contested game, which South St. Paul came out victorious 3-2. Uh-oh. She got loose. Shot. Goal. Number 18, Kate Smith. Scoring opportunity. Shot. It's good. And I think that one completely caught Sydney Connolly off guard. The Pioneers. Shot. Save. And it's it. Goal. Wow, I did not see where that puck went, and I don't know how that got past Sydney Connolly. I thought she had it.
That one will be the final nail in the coffin.
Alexis Woodward completes the complete game shutout, if you will. I know that's a baseball term, but Alexis Woodward playing a great game tonight, along with Kate Smith. I think you almost got to kind of go 50-50 there on your most valuable player on the evening. So Hill Murray tops South St. Paul 3-0 in this Classic Suburban Conference standing, and that puts Hill Murray poised for a possible tie for the conference title with the Packers.
Roses are red, violets are purple. Here are the final conference standings and section bracket for 4AA. That didn't rhyme at all.
Maybe it was an haiku?
I don't know. But Hill Murray on top of that Classic Suburban, boy, both in boys and girls leading the way. South St. Paul on the doorstep.
Yeah, North St. Paul still close behind, so pretty exciting finish to that conference.
Yeah, 4 out of the top 5 in our area.
There you go. How about that?
Way to go, girls.
All right, moving on to the Suburban East Conference, the final standings here. White Bear Lake, not the best conference, but as we've been saying, they're a 7 seed right now, and we'll see the bracket coming up. But sections could be.
Mounds View looking pretty good.
Yeah, but the only loss to Mounds View, that 15-1-2, the only loss for Mounds View was a game against White Bear last week. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And the tie, one of their ties, their tie had actually was a White Bear Lake tie. So I don't know what it is about White Bear and Mounds View, how White Bear can play Mounds View and beat them, but
they got their number.
Pretty interesting setup.
Yeah, and you mentioned that the sections have been released, so we'll take a look at the sections. And here's the Section 4 AA bracket. Hill Murray getting the number 1 overall seed. Stillwater 3, Tartan 6, White Bear, like you mentioned, 7, and they get Roseville. Boy, I bet you they're wishing they could get Mounds View again, huh?
Yeah, that's for sure. And it's going to be a very, very close section. I think. We'll see plenty of competition coming out of this, and a lot of great teams. And moving on, obviously they still play at the Aldridge Arena for the semifinals. That'll be on February 12th. Hopefully, we'll be there. I think Hill Murray is at least going to take us there, and then the finals on the 15th. So very cool. It's nice to actually get to this point. Going over to the Class A side, Mahtomedi looking at Henry Sibley. They're going to take on Henry Sibley at the St. Thomas Arena, and it should be an exciting matchup. I always love those 4 or 5 quarterfinals. Never know what can happen.
Never know who's going to win, especially in sections. And St. Thomas Arena, the hosting site on the 12th as well. And then the championship game will be played on the 15th, so make sure you're paying attention and finding out who's playing where, when, and make sure you get yourself out to some of those games.
Definitely follow along wherever here right at TV19 is a great place to do that. The Tartan Titans hosted the South St. Paul Packers in a Classic Suburban Conference showdown back on January 29th. Here are the highlights.
Tartan Titans taking on the South St. Paul Packers. The ball right down court again. Tia going to take it herself, and there's 2. And Tia with it. We'll look for her to score going against Swanson. Lays it up right-handed, and boy, that's just smooth looking. Does a skip pass. Hansen throws one up and hits it. In the front court, Albert steps back and hits it. Cruz with a nice rebound up court right away. Albert will take it in and lay it up. Good. From there, no. Whitlock will drive in, flip it up off the glass, and get that one to go. Sethry in the lane again, turn around jumper, good. Way down low, no. Sethry steps in the lane, throws it up, and boy, that's her spot. Defense. Sethry, a step back further. Oh, man. This time Sethry pulls out a little bit further, no good. Long rebound, long pass. Albert up, and Albert good.
Once again. by a handful.
Titans certainly do like to run. Christian penetrates right in and gets that ball to spin around and drop through. Dribbles in and gets blocked. Back up the other way. One pass, one dribble, and then another basket for Albert. A pick, nothing there. Down low, set three. Nice move down low to get that basket. And Swanson hits the cutting Ojekwe, who I think the neighbors down the street heard her scream, "I'm open." Are all tied up here at Tartan High School. Tartan South St. Paul 40-40. Dribbling in and looping one up is Barnes. And gets it back, pulls up from the elbow, and it's good. Players open, just couldn't get it. Now Christian cuts in. She gets it and finishes. Albert from the outside, trying to get her team back into this one, and she does. Compared to Albert's 17. Nice takeaway by Kraus, gives it to Albert. She's with Eng, Eng to her right, fakes the pass, takes it up, lays it in. Seth Reed was so hot from that spot earlier, hits again. Job, Kraus kicks it. Albert can't miss again.
There's the nice vision again by Kraus finding Albert.
The second half has slowed down a bit. Long shot, bounces around, and Hansen finally gets one to go. The Tartans had called timeout. Albert going all around the court and gets the lay-in. Running the floor to the corner, Albert steals it away. Albert, she gonna go all the way in? Yes, she is, and she's gonna score it. And the Titans able to pull away in that second half, especially really late in the second half, and like you said, mainly due to free throws.
Tia, what seemed to change from the first to the second half? You guys came out first half 40-40, coming into the second half, and only 23 points scored by South St. Paul. What halftime adjustments did you guys make?
Well, we started off the first half doing pretty well. The score was 20-10 at one point, and then I guess we kind of relaxed, and we let them get back into it. We went point for point instead of point and then stop. And then halftime, our coach kind of got on us, and so we came out kind of upping our defense a little bit because in the first half it was a little weak. And we still got a lot to work on with our defensive-wise, but we did much better than we did in the first half.
That was a nice job, really slowing the pace down and taking over. Number 3, Shamara Christian, good player. What do you think of her?
She's a really good player. I've been playing against her for about 4 or 5 years now, since I've been in 7th grade, really, and she's really quick, so she's hard to guard, and she can pass the ball pretty well, too. She sees the open floor, and she can drop that little dime pass down in the block to her post for the 2 points.
Absolutely, yeah. Both of you guys have great vision when it comes to finding open players for good looks. So, well, thanks for being with us tonight. Once again, Tia Albert, 34 points tonight.
I don't keep track of that.
She doesn't look at the stat sheet. 32 points tonight, and helping her team with the victory here at Tartan High School.
Pam Borton, other Minnesota colleges, you're not paying enough attention to Tia. Get out there. She's going to go somewhere else. A week later, the Titans would host another classic suburban foe. The Pioneers of Hill Murray marched east to take on the Titans back on February 5th. And Jeb Brand, our newest member, had an interview after the game, but let's see the highlights first.
Tonight's game is a good one in the classic suburban between the Tartan Titans and the Hill Murray Pioneers, which travel just down the road to take on the Titans. These two teams have met earlier this season. Skip pass, Whitlock, Albert from the corner, baseline 3 on the way, and it's good. Just like that. Low, Langer, do a little beautiful passing, and it's 2-3, excuse me. Picks it back up top, 3 on the way. Good. Greskowitz with a 3-pointer. Kicks it out, leads her team in assists, and there's another one for there as Ann Hansen fresh into the ballgame. She'll hand it off to Greskowitz, who launches a 3 and hits it. Her second 3 of the game. Oh, good. Stolen away, Albert. She's going to walk right in and lay one in, and maybe that'll get her in the scoring momentum. Gives it to Albert. She'll just turn and shoot. Why not? She's feeling it now.
She's heating up.
Brooks gets it to go.
Nice footwork there.
Albert, Whitlock, one dribble up and good.
Good vision.
Jeanette the break. The Titans lead at home by 4 over Hill Murray, trying to get a little revenge for the earlier season loss and move up in this Classic Suburban. Oh, Doolittle with the rebound, kicks it out. Savino with a 3-on-2 break. Pulls up and shoots it and hits it.
Here.
Albert with the steal, runs right into Graskowitz, then blows by her. Coming fastly is Angeli, but she can't catch up. And Albert gets the layup to Graskowitz from the baseline, hits it again. Her first basket of the half, actually. Can't get it to go, but Doolittle, give me that rebound, I'm scoring! And unfortunately, Boyle goes down.
A little quick to go to the hoop.
Albert launches from deep and banks it in, and they call it a 3, and they call it good. Nobody else has done much against it. Tia just comes and gets the ball. She's going to go right in. She's going to throw it up, and she's going to make it.
Hard to the lane, Tim, and this has got some fans off their feet as Albert takes control.
A battle back after trailing by 8. Tia with the steal. Here she comes against the taller Doolittle. Takes it up one-handed. Oh! Tia to the rack. Pioneers get it just across half court. Savino with the lane, and she's got 2 more.
Nice job by Savino finding the open lane there and capitalizing on the layup.
Tia starts to lean in, trailing by 1. Picks up her dribble, gives it to Hansen, gets it right back. 9 seconds left. Tia bring it in. Triple team, throws it up against Doolittle. No call. Langer comes away with it. She dribbles it up, passes it back, and the Pioneers have pulled this one out by 1 point. They have now beaten the Titans twice in 1 season. Wow.
Exciting finish there, Tim. Pioneers end up pulling it out on the road. Rebounding was key tonight, and you were a big part of it. Tell us a little bit about the game tonight.
Well, we came into this game knowing that, it was going to be a tough one. They're really aggressive, and so we practiced a lot with, rebounding and stopping the drive. And I think that everyone came together and we just had a really good defensive effort and, played as a team really well down the stretch. And that was good.
Yeah, you touched on it. Defensively down the stretch, you guys not only ate away at the clock well when you had the ball offensively, but defensively did a nice job bottling up their star player, Tia Albert. Tell us a little bit about defending her late in the stretch there, coming down. You did a nice job getting in the lane and preventing her from ultimately getting to the line.
Well, Tia Albert's a great player, and I have a lot of respect for her. So, and, she has always been somebody that we've talked about stopping the drive and not letting her get in the lane. So I focused really hard on that tonight because, obviously it's a close game, and I don't like to lose, so felt like I had to step up, and I think that's what I did.
Yeah, well, you did a great job tonight. Once again, Hill Murray Pioneers, the 52-51 victory here at Tartan on the road. From TV location 19, I'm Jeb Brand saying see you next time.
I think they caught Jeb a little bit by surprise there. Well, roses are red and purple, or I like maple syrup. This is just getting bad. Here are the conference standings.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. And you see, we'll start with the Classic Suburban. Tartan, middle of the pack. South St. Paul, kind of 4 and 5 there. Obviously, Hill Murray doing pretty well, but Richfield and Simley just kind of dominating this conference.
Yeah, Richfield's looked good in both girls and boys this year, and they lead the conference there. Flip sides and look at the Suburban East, the SE Conference.
Yeah, White Bear, they've been playing some pretty good basketball as of late, and 9-4 record showing it 4th in the conference as they continue on.
Good conference record there.
Pretty solid.
Overall record not so great, but good
Right.
conference record, and that's where it matters most, especially when you get into sections and everything.
Exactly.
Playing well. Good for them. Well, up ahead on Sports Path, we dive into the pool with North and Tartan.
Also, it was National Signing Day. Find out who stroked a pen at White Bear Lake High School. Today, sports will keep us together.
Together.
Looking to launch it deep. A lot of down there. Can he catch up to it? He can. He's into the end zone. Touchdown.
Jack, what an exciting day we've got.
Running room. Cuts. Touchdown.
together, and it's kind of neat to see how we all progress.
Albert throws up the three. Good. Pioneers with a good opportunity. Another goal! Big hook. And a jab right to the jaw, and lights were out.
Tying the game up at 4 with this power play goal. New school records from 2 freshmen.
I want to remind you, anytime you want the latest and the best of Northeast suburban area in sports, tune in to TV 19. You will get the best coverage. Don't forget that.
Thanks, Mark. Welcome back to Sports Path. 5 senior White Bear Lake Bears committed to colleges this morning on National Signing Day. Football players Nick Truin and Cody Brager are going to Northern State, while Mike Ma will be heading to the University of Minnesota, Crookston. In girls soccer, Taylor Johnson will be heading to the University of Minnesota Duluth, while Tara Hobbs will remain in the Metro as a goalkeeper for the University of Minnesota. Congratulations to all 5 of these athletes. I believe I speak for the entire TV19 crew here in saying it was a pleasure to cover your high school careers, and look forward to seeing how you guys do in the college spectrum.
Speaking of seeing how they do, let's take a look at the boys' basketball standings and see how they've done so far. Tartan on top, they're 8-2, and they're always tough. It seems like every year they get an early season loss, and you think, well, maybe they aren't as good as they have been. And what happens? Now they're 15-2, 8-2 overall, leading the way. Hill Murray, not too shabby, it's 7-3. Just, they got teams that are close right there, giving them a run. But I thought Richfield was going to be the team to beat, and Tartan has stepped up their game.
Yeah, and over in the suburban east side, White Bear Lake, looking, they really, they kind of started out a little bit slow, but again, they're another team that really a team that you have to play hard against to win, to beat. And 7-4, not bad, and they're playing in a pretty close, pretty tight suburban east conference with Roseville on top, and they're a heck of a basketball team this year.
Yeah, both boys and girls very good for Roseville this year, as is Richfield.
Right.
So watch out for both of them, but watch out for our teams.
That's for sure.
Yeah. North St. Paul and Tartan are rivals on the field, the court, the ice, and the pool. The Polars and the Titans met back on January 31st at Maplewood Middle School, and Josh, our new intern, was there to capture the excitement.
We've got our dual meet against North St. Paul, and our annual dual meet once a year. It's our obviously our rival meet. It's extremely exciting. We always look forward to it every year. At the high school level, we take kids 7 through 12, so anybody can sign up who's interested. For our program, we have some basic expectations that we expect kids to be able to meet. Some basic swimming knowledge, not necessarily competitive, but at least basic skills.
There's a lot of practices in between, and the state cut's very difficult. And also the section final is making the top 8. You have to compete and be in the top 8 or 16 of everyone in the sections. So you have to work really hard. You have to really work harder than everyone other than the 16. It's a lot of hard work. I would tell them it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of people. We have donuts at the practice after every Saturday. So that's a good example. It's very fun. You get to be on a team and have a lot of friends. I like how the goals you set, you work really hard in practice, and you see you get closer to those goals and closer the harder you work, and it actually pays off, and you get something in return for all.
Yeah. A lot of these kids know each other. They swim with each other in the off seasons and during the summer months. So they all get to practice with each other then, and then they get to separate and compete against each other during this dual meet. So it's really demanding. So we like to say it's success in swimming is not always necessarily improving; it's surviving. We put them through hours of training every week. And a lot of them are top-notch student athletes, so it's the academic part is really important. So they learn time management, they learn dedication, they learn teamwork, sportsmanship, all across the board. Everything that you look for from your average high school sport. So.
It's a lifetime sport. You can always do it, always be in shape, or you can do it too as long as you want. It's low impact, so you burn a lot of calories. It's good for life. I want to be on the record board and hopefully get the state. And just improve my times and have a good time with my team.
Well, we've got kids of all abilities. We've got brand new kids who've never swam before, and we've got some kids who are ranked at the top of the state in several events. It's really exciting to watch. We've got several guys who we anticipate will go to the state meet. A couple relays we're looking for as well.
Awesome story, and it's always cool to see those the sports like swimming and track and all those sports that we don't normally get to see on here. And a great job everybody.
I never knew they did the huddle and stuff at the end.
No,
just as fun as any other sport.
That's for
Why
sure.
wouldn't you do it?
Speaking of sports, I don't want to knock you out here, Tim.
No,
but
don't.
I do want to knock out heart disease.
If I have it, I'd let you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Knock it out.
Anytime, huh? Plenty of great. Okay, well, let's take a look at the video.
All right.
Sure.
A lot of good caterers out there. They all come out there. I think there's going to be 5 this year serving up the food. And a great event, a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love boxing. I went to a boxing match a couple years ago. I covered it. And it's a really different atmosphere in terms of, it's not like anything else. I mean, you don't get that kind of atmosphere at any hockey or football or any other game like that. It's really intense, really fun, and if you can get out there, support a good cause, and get some good boxing.
And knock out heart disease.
Exactly.
Well, that's gonna knock it out. That's gonna do it for this edition of Sports Path. For more sports coverage, check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/TB19sports and on Twitter at TB19sports.
Be sure to tune in to our next live show as we begin state play in girls hockey and section play in boys hockey. Until then, I'm Zach Halverson.
And I'm Tim Peterson. Jamie Dustin, will you be our Valentine? That's